everyone to another game of Underworlds, and it's my Cyreni's Razors with her Cataclysm and Rack and Ruin deck facing off Peter and a Jaws of Itzl armed with the Emberstone Sentinel Blazing Assault combination. So there was big beasts to cope with now, and in addition they hit hard. Peter got to choose the board unfortunately, but I opted to place my tokens near the middle to force his objective grabbing to be within range of my reach attacks most of the time, and so that I could cover the area better with my good move rating and movement trickeries. The Razors kicked off the game, a Hammer Tide immediately pinging his leader from the get-go. Sadly, my initial target, the Little Snakes, to get a little numerical advantage immediately and control his movement a bit better, they were placed last so I couldn't put Cyreni on a line for them. Cyreni rushed in and luckily hit with his attacks being inspired and having a reroll, and this was the last time in the evening I hit anything with a 4+ attack dice. The beast was wounded back in return, while another Seraphon was bunkering in on the neutral territory objective. But Crowjacks couldn't be saved, and he was summarily executed by Alatir and scoring me some glory to get this game going, not to mention taking away a very serious threat. Sevanir though couldn't repeat his dashing around like he did in the previous games, and he was swiftly eliminated from the battlefield. So the first round ended with a lead for the Razors, as the glory count stated 9 versus 5 for the Razors. The situation looked good for the second round, as Cyreni was lined up perfectly to either bring Rotak to his last wound or eliminate the Venomites, even if I didn't have the first turn. But I got it, and the little snakes were taken out, meaning my trolls could now start dancing and stabbing at the big lizard, while Cyreni could circle and try to pounce if needed. Alatir was wounded and pushed back into a stagger hex, but he was still in range to strike himself. He hit the lizard, but a critical defense made it so he still had a single wound left. Charging in on the troll, he wounded him before fleeing using Illusionary Fighter. The other Seraphon then charged in, and poor Alafir was put down. This got Ringleaf to move onto the objective to occupy it for any possible objectives Peter might have had, working around the neutral territories or the likes. The second round ended, and while both warbands had only had 2 remaining warriors, the glory tally was strongly in favor of the Razors with 14 against 7. The third round began with Ringleaf assaulting Rotak, but failed to hit him. Sokar joined the melee, as did Cyreni, and a clash of ancient bronze weapons and fine elven steel began. But it was an eldritch power that decided the battle there, as a bolt from Cyreni blasted down the lizard that had been holding strong all the time. A rush to the objectives and objective denials began, and as the final cards had been scored, a strong 20-9 victory for the Razors was on the table. So the deck actually works well above my expectations, and it was basically built for the synergies of both Hammer Tide and the Wall Scrolls, so yeah, it's gonna be a fun thing. I just hope that in future games with 4 dice attacks even on swords, at least I will hit sometimes something. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.